Here is President Joe Biden being asked about Xi Jinping, the Chinese leader, and if he's a dictator or not. Now, this is when they were having their big summit.
Yeah.
And San Francisco, they cleaned up the homeless people out of San Francisco for their new guests.
Oh, yeah. And Tony Blinken, I guess, is the guy holding stuff together, is the impression I get.
This is Antony Blinken. He's the real, so he's the Dick Cheney of this administration.
Yeah.
He's the one pulling all the strings.
Yes.
And it's this guy here. So he's the guy, he's got the direct line to the Illuminati and right. That's who he is. I'm not making that up. He's the guy at the Bilderbergs. He's the guy. They don't call Joe Biden because Joe Biden needs plausible deniability. They call Antony Blinken.
Like in casino, they go, hey, Tony, what's going on out there? This guy's a good money maker. Keep an eye on
That's right. And
he is the Building 7 man of the Biden.
So he's the Building 7. And so watch this. So Joe Biden, they ask him about Xi Jinping. You know they've gone over this. And watch his face.
After today, would you still refer to President Xi as a dictator?
He says, would you still, after today?
I can't believe he's not mouthing the words like that crazy chick.
That's right. Would you still refer to the President Xi as a dictator? That's the question. That's
Mr. President, after today, would you still refer to President Xi as a dictator? This is a term that you used earlier this year.
Oh, he is. I mean, he's a dictator in the sense
Look at the face on him, like he's watching his girlfriend at an open mic. I had a girlfriend that was a ukulele comedian, and I know that face all too well.
It's like I just love the fact it's just.
Well, because the thing is, when they said earlier today, what they meant was, what they were referring to was the fact that Xi Jinping gave a speech at that very conference saying, hey, when China emerges as the dominant world power, we're not going to fight a cold or a hot war with anyone. We don't want to establish spheres of influence. You know, we are live and let live. He was basically preaching a peace message. And that's why it looks so awful for Biden to say, oh, yeah, he's a dictator. Because, like, we have this sort of struggle now between BRICS and the G7 and the U.S. and the West versus the East. And Xi Jinping's speech there really won a lot of the world over. Like, if you look at Xi Jinping, say, hey, China doesn't want a cold or a hot war with anyone. We're not looking to establish spheres of influence outside of our state. Don't worry, you'll be okay with us in charge. That looks pretty fucking good next to this guy who has World Wars III and IV brewing at the same time with no sign of slowing down. And so that's why it's especially damaging for Joe Biden to, well, yeah, of course, yeah, he's a dictator. Yeah, no, he's not to be trusted. We are. I mean, it's ridiculous. And that's why he winces as he says that.
I know exactly what to say.
Yeah, right.
So let me get this straight, Joe Biden. The guy you just mopped up San Francisco, you just cleaned up San Francisco for his visit. That guy. So you can make.
That's right, Jimmy.
That's the guy's a dictator.
He told us what to do. We did it.
Is that what we need to get America to clean up our cities? Is to invite dictators to them?
Yeah, every summer I bring them around all the time. Don't be a stranger, Jay, because they clean the human excrement off the streets for you.
So you don't need to invite dictators because Joe Biden is a dictator in every real sense of the word. He just doesn't know it. He's like a Muppet. He is. You had the power all along, Joe. You just had to believe, baby. So there it is. That's one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time. I'm gonna watch it again. I want to watch his face. Watch him wince.
President Xi as a dictator. This is a term that you used earlier this year.
Oh, he is. I mean, he's a dictator in the sense that
hello, darkness, my old friend.
Hey, EnviroCleanse. Do you know what EnviroCleanse is? So I have an EnviroCleanse. It's an air filter. It costs a pretty penny, but we're going to give you 35% off. But I told you the story before. I'll tell it again. I had a mold kind of mildew smell in my room, in my bedroom. And I brought mold experts in, and because I was afraid of getting poisoned or whatever. And they were going, no, you don't have it. I'm like, don't you smell that? And they go, yeah, it smells a little musty, but there's no mold. I can't find any. So we put in this EnviroCleanse in my room, and they claim that it will take care. It did. It's gone. It smells fantastic in my room now, and I feel comfortable about living in my bedroom. And so, by the way, EnviroCleanse, they're doing something that they never do. They just announced a massive Black Friday discount. You'll save 35%. That's a big deal. So why do I choose EnviroCleanse over all the others? Well, I just told you why. Because it actually works. And it's been proven, and this is underlined, proven to capture and destroy cold and flu viruses other purifiers miss. It's a military-grade technology that wipes out bacteria, also underlined. It wipes out bacteria, toxins, and mold that can make you sick. That's why the Navy chose EnviroCleanse to protect on board their Navy ships. Didn't know that. Right now, you'll save 35% on their Black Friday sale, plus get fast free shipping. Visit ekpure.com and use the code RUMBLE35. Don't know how they came up with that code, but that's the code. You get 35% off if you use RUMBLE35. Where? At ekpure.com, code RUMBLE35. That's at ekpure.com. We're doing live comedy shows in Oxnard, California, Venice, California, Palmdale, California, Omaha, Nebraska, Des Moines, Milwaukee, Lansing, Michigan, Bend, Oregon, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, and Boston. Plus, we're going to put a date in Edmonton, Canada, plus Vancouver. See ya. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for all those tickets.